Ah, you got me again, Max. Welcome back to The Good, the Bad, and the Screwy here on Halfacre Pond. I'm James. He's Max.
I'm Max. He's James.
And this week we will be talking about The Prince of Tennis. Max, I see you got into the spirit of this week's anime.
Can't tell by all the sweaters I'm wearing.
So Max, this is your first encounter with a sports anime. What'd you think?
Well, couple things brought up for me. This kind of reminds me a lot of my time in boarding school.
Oh yeah?
I mean, the sweaters, the starter jackets. But for the most part, this was my really first time ever watching a sports anime. So here, me, it was kind of campy.
Very campy.
Very after school campy. It's hilarious. It reminds me of they're currently a show they're called It's an Amazing World of Gumball. They actually have an episode just like this called The Hardcore Rivals, and all of these guys wear sweaters.
And they have the special moves, and they have the
freeze frame up a second, and hey, did you learn something? So that's what it reminded me of. And also, you were talking about this one earlier. Do you remember Pro Stars?
Pro Stars, yes. Michael Jordan, Gretzky, and Bo Jackson they were like all this special equipment, and they were like saving the world with their athletic skills, and it 90s TV, 90s cartoon.
I think that's what gave it, because you're right as Viz Media, the old what they did also. Pokemon's another one of those things. Mm-hmm. That freeze frame stuff going in the background.
And each one's a lesson, and every time you fight somebody, they become your friend.
Right. As you move along, people are like, oh my god, he's so strong, we must be friends with him.
What did you like about the teacher of the coach of this tennis team?
Grandma?
Yeah, Grandma.
Grandma. Every time you see her, she goes in the background snicker, and I go, oh yeah, I knew this kid was good, but guess what? You gotta find out on your own. Oh my god, a guy's whooping some ass. I knew that. His dad's like a legend. Why didn't you tell us this? Oh, it's more fun for you guys to find out. Shh, don't tell anyone else.
It's more fun that way. And it is, because it sets up a lot of hilarious moments. This is definitely a gag sort of anime. And lots of laughs. Wouldn't you say, Max?
A lot of chuckles. Yeah, you like your little ninth graders like, oh my god, these guys are awesome. Oh, Prince Tiz comes up and beats them. Well, you're not that good. This other guy's going to beat you.
Alright, so judging by the sweaters, I'd say you're all fired to play tennis now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Did you learn how to play tennis from this anime?
I guess if you refer to the... Oh, switch your grip really serious now.
Yeah. So, from your hissing, would you say there are some moves you'd want to try out, like maybe the Viper's snake shot?
I prefer to see the Viper's hiss at every time you see someone else walking around.
Just scare the crap out of him. He is a very brooding, foreboding character, but he really is just a nice guy. But he makes that be like the team punk.
Yeah.
How many episodes did you watch?
Got up to about, what was it, 6 or 7. Whenever he finally beats the Viper, they're all stunned in silence. Like, oh, he cleared almost all of Section D, or whatever it was.
Yeah, Block D, yeah. And the little inter-high tournament thing, yeah.
So, this question about the school is, are, the classrooms there is just to be there, or it's sit outside and talk about tennis all the time?
They sit outside and talk about tennis before school. Then they go to class. Then on lunch break, they go outside and talk about tennis. And from what I gather, after school, they gather outside and talk about tennis.
It's in class for 30 minutes, and they're out there playing tennis.
Pretty much. Well, what do you expect from an athletic school? Are they ever in class?
We were in class.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you relate to Ryoma a little bit, right? You were a youngster on varsity yourself, weren't you?
Yeah, I even had a starter jacket, too.
Ooh!
Yeah.
You were the Prince of Lacrosse?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Who was your favorite character?
He didn't wear any sweaters.
He didn't?
No. But it was his dad,
Nanjiro.
Nanjiro, yeah. Guys oh my god, something serious about to happen. Cut the monk guy, chilling, reading his girly mags, thinking about some tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Always
sets it up, yeah.
Hanging out. Cuts back. What, did we miss a scene? Something apparently happened. Apparently a round went on. These people have so many sweaters on, but no one's wearing one.
Well, okay, Nantro can get away without wearing a sweater because he's got the monk robes on.
Maybe he has one underneath his monk robes.
And he's barefoot. He might have a sweater on under the monk robes, yes.
He wears some monk robe sweaters.
Well, what is a monk robe but really just an overblown sweater?
Or a big bathrobe.
Yeah. I think that's why he wants to be a monk. He's just lay around in his bathrobe all the time, ringing the damn bell.
Yep.
Do you think people should watch it? And do you think you will watch some more of it?
Well, we're running out of things to watch on Netflix, so I may end up watching a few episodes coming up. I would say if you're kind of nostalgic for that campy feel, you don't mind your Viz Media style cartoons with the lot going on in the background or someone sitting still, your Pokemon graphics basically, then yeah, I'd say it's not bad. It's campy, it's cute, but outside of that, yeah.
It's campy fun. You get a few good chuckles after it. Sit down with a beer, watch an episode or two, laugh.
A couple beers. I mean, I can bring back like my favorite parts of the show that I think is funny is your very first episode, very first like couple minutes. See the kid, just getting off the train, goes up to this tournament. Here shows up your Tim Horton, Wayne Gretzky looking guy. Yeah, I expect him to be like, 40, 30 something years old, coming up to him, arguing with him. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you because I'm like 30. It turns out the guy's actually a year older than him.
He's 16. He is a few years older than him.
Yeah, he's 16.
He was supposed to be in the same tournament as that guy.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna beat you. You're gonna wish you never were born, kid, because tennis is that hardcore. It sits there like, all right, man, it's getting serious. Someone hold me back, man. Coming at you. Hold me back.
Hold me back, bro.
You, hold me back. You gotta hold yourself back, grab yourself. Hold on, let me flap out the mullet real quick. There we go, we're good. You guys can get serious. We can get real serious.
Uh-oh.
One sweater's coming off.
In your face.
No, getting really serious. This is getting even more heated. No test. Can't take this one off. I at least have one sweater.
You lose all your powers if you don't have at least one sweater on.
No, you're removing the seals like a Naruto to make kid powerful, right?
And now for a new segment of
let's go.
And now for a new segment of stuff here on Halfacre Pond. What beer do you think goes good with this anime?
Well, since we're talking about sports, a good old American lager is a good one to go for that.
All right.
Unfortunately, the one I chose is never the best. It's Guinness Blonde, which basically is a very refined Budweiser. So if you really want to get down to it, say if you really have that real, true sports feel, get some Coors.
Okay.
Coors Light.
All right.
Get some Hooters.
How does the M3 hold up for something that's... This series is about 10 years old. How does it hold? Are there Prince of Tennis merchandise sweaters out there with
surprisingly, sort of. There's actually sort of on that one.
What?
Well, browsing through my Google shopper list, seeing the best way to test it out, they actually had wigs for them. You actually cosplay wigs for these people. Like, if I really want to be that hardcore, even with the little hair that sticks out for some of them, they rigged it. They had the uniforms. One of them looks like the kid was sponsored by Marlboro. That's a great tennis. I mean, if I was in high school, I wouldn't be sponsored by Marlboro.
Well, those are his colors that start with the red and white. That was his first.
Yeah,
with the triangle.
They had cosplay for several characters, a little sailor uniform for girls. And then they had, what else they have?
Little chibi figures.
They did have chibis. They had PVC figurines, keychains, lanyards. It's still common merchandise.
So even after 10 years, it's still pretty
It's
relevant.
still more than Captain Earth.
Nice.
More.
Well, it was a bigger series. It did run for almost 10 years as a manga, and then I think 5 years as an anime.
It was 178 episodes.
Yeah. And a couple OVAs. And,
yeah, OVAs.
Well, that's what
one
happens.
time wasn't good enough.
Well, no, that's what happens when you start a series that the manga isn't finished for.
Yeah.
You catch up to it pretty quickly, and then you either go filler route or you just stop the series and then you finish it off on an OVA. What do you rate on the M3?
I gave it a 6.
Gave it a
6 or
6.
7. Yeah, I gave it a 6.
You gave it a 6? 6 on the old M3?
Yeah, it was still popular enough to have continuous stuff. The cosplay surprised me because as big as it is, you think they want to perform your mainstream, big time figures, even your SOA.
Well,
SOA?
Sword on the Line,
Yeah.
SOA.
Your Titan, stuff like that, or your big time cosplay stuff. Well,
But
games.
at the same time, you could say this was an easy cosplay because all it is a starter jacket and a tennis racket.
That's right.
And maybe a hat.
Go to the old Ultra Pro store there.
Yeah, exactly.
Pro store. Give me a couple tennis rackets, some short shorts, a hat, blonde hair. I'm Prince of Tennis.
You just jump around and
Hiss at people.
just sit there with a bandana and hiss at people at cons.
Someone's as lazy as going down wearing nothing but beach shorts and bongo and saying Matthew McConaughey.
I'd rather go as a Nanjiro and with the monk robes and
Get a
the curly
bathrobe on.
bags.
Either the dude or him. There's your scene. But overall, I would rate it. Actually, I'd say it's a good one.
It was
campy. It had its hokey moments, but it was still campy. It was campy good time. It's something you'd show your like a teenager or 13 and below could watch it easily. It's campy. It's cute.
It had
Nothing wrong with
lessons.
it. Yeah, your lessons in it. The overcoming your rival stories. I'm gonna stand out and be the best, even though I'm gonna lose my dad constantly. But still, I'm gonna be pushing myself.
I did like that. Somebody commented, Roman, you must never lose. And he's like, what are you talking about? I lose all the time because his dad he never goes easy on him.
Yeah, or should he?
No. He always trying to make him better. That becomes one of the themes is like just overcoming yourself and playing better and being a better person and better sportsman. And although all the moves, it's so ridiculous. And it's supposed to be fun, over the top type stuff. So that's what you thought of it. And for me, it's one of my old favorites. I watched it as it was coming out. I had a lot of good laughs with it. It really never fails to make me laugh. As for why I put it on the list for you to watch, sports anime is a tried and true genre. They have sports anime about tennis, soccer, baseball, football, American football. They do have Japanese kids playing American football.
That's hilarious.
That's why I put it on the list, because you hadn't seen any sports anime before, and you needed to see sports anime if you're gonna
I don't
move
think Speed
forward.
Racer counts as sports. That's a gray area when it comes to NASCAR. But.
Yeah. I mean, there are competition based, but I'm talking like your regular sports. So, final thoughts on Prince of Tennis?
Like I said, it's campy. It's good feeling to it. Definitely, if you're a fan of mullets and sweaters, go for it.
All right.
It's lighthearted. It's of course tennis-based humor.
Well, it's not even tennis-based humor. It's just
high school humor.
Humor.
Like I said, it reminded me of high school. I went to a boarding school, so I know it's like living on campus and all of us playing a sport together.
Yeah.
All of us having starter jackets too.
And the Prince of Lacrosse here.
Yeah. So at one time, huge across the board teams.
Yeah.
Players going D1, and then be able to make it. Of course, you had to start at an early age, and I got lucky that lacrosse started the freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the first freshman to start varsity, but you get picked on a lot. They only show like.
Well, exactly, just like in the show.
They don't show hazing like I had to go through, but still.
They do later.
Yeah.
Well, probably not like what you had to go through, but they do haze him.
Yeah.
They take his
But
tennis
it's
racket.
probably, oh yeah. Oh man, watch your tennis racket. Probably nostalgic, that's why for me, because especially this athletic part, being a part of school and the competitive nature of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was campy and good hearted. That's why I said it was a good one.
Okay. All right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed Prince of Tennis, Max. Next week, we're going to take a look at Black Lagoon.
Is that kind of like that creature from the Black Lagoon, or expecting these rubber suit guys to come out there and fight Power Rangers?
No, not at all. No, you get to watch as a Japanese salaryman drinks a gunslinger under the table. Also torpedoes.
So I like how I fight with myself and I inner demons. Settle me, man.
Also, which wins, a torpedo or a helicopter? Which do you think would win?
No, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's because, torpedoes are underwater and helicopters in the skies. I'm going to go with the helicopter now one.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Thanks for joining us on The Good, The Bad, and The Screwy, only on Halfacre Pond. If you want to keep up with Max and his journey into anime, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Max.
I'm James.
I'm wearing a couple sweaters, and I like beer.
All right. We'll just be playing back and forth.
I got my beer.
I know. You're scared, weren't you?
Beer. Oh, I'm about to swear in the office here. I swear about his beer on part of my sweaters.
Will you uphold the truths and values of Halfacre Pond and The Good, The Bad, and The Screwy?
I suppose so, man. I'll drink and...
You may now drink.
We behold these beers to be self-evident. They all